All right, everybody, we are live, we are live, we are live. I'm going to play a little quick song and we will be right back to you. If you're watching already, share. Sharing is caring. Show us some love because we love you back.
I watched the ball drop in Times Square on the TV 10 years. I ain't just leave, man. Like, this stuff is real.
So it's Soapbox Heroes on Facebook. Add us, like us, share us. We debate, and we have a great time. So check us out this week.
And I don't even like to say nag, and I'm just keeping it 100. If you're going to act one way, I'm going to act one. It's like a cause and effect situation.
Now, a lot of people want to start a business with a great idea, and they don't have no cash. That's typically not going to happen.
That preliminary work, okay? Because I call that's the pre-finals, whatever. You ain't in the finals yet. So
y'all have to lie to make yourself seem like you're not a hoe. Everybody knows.
So many of our people are so lost.
Encourage them to build a support system.
But these women is right. They're writing books. They're doing the most.
It is a cash cow for each separate
Horrible approach. You know, to come at her and say, "Oh man, you know, you got a fat ass."
Think about the number of hours people spend looking at screens, looking at images of other people. It's shot up since the 1980s.
But you're calling her name behind her back for her choice.
Again, what are you? Let the people know what you are before we
Why
get
do we have to go around life by default guilty until proven innocent? I mean, somebody has to be the bigger person, right?
Everybody else will say that it's not psychological. Just for me, it's not. It has nothing to do with that.
Now, what I want to talk about is kind of like a hate.
That are saying, love yourself the way you naturally are. Your hair is beautiful. You can wear a wig. You can wear braids. You can wear whatever you want to wear. And I have a 3-year-old that I'm trying to teach that lesson to.
But I noticed the same thing. I think it play a big part.
So I have to open it up this way so I can open up the floodgates to the truth.
Soapbox Heroes got to start it right here to address this issue.
Wait. Hold on 1 second. Don't leave. Let me say this. The views represented by the guest on the show are not a direct representation of Soapbox Heroes. With that being said, go ahead and grab your pen, paper, popcorn, whatever you need. Sit here for a while. Join in with us. Become a part of the show. This is Soapbox Heroes. We dive in and go deep. Let's go. How's it going out there? How's it going, everybody? What does it do? This is Soapbox Heroes. My name is Tyrone Irvin. Today we are going to be talking about colorism. Do people get treated differently within the Black community based on their complexion? I never knew that this was such a big issue or even an issue at all until I posted a question about it last week and we got an overwhelming amount of response. So we went ahead and we got people together. We're going to talk about it as usual. Again, this is not my show. This is our show. So make sure you tune in and check it out. We got some wonderful guests here for you today. I want to take a second to let everybody introduce themselves. Moonrock Focus, you the biggest on my screen. Take a second and let everybody know where you're from and what you got going on.
Kansas City, Missouri, 9:30 Boys show every morning at 9:30 p.m. time. It's just a no cap, no sugarcoat type platform. It's for us, the people. I come out of Kansas City, Missouri, been through a lot, and that's what it is. Just united we fly. You see the shirts behind me. That's what it's all about with me. What can we do united?
United we fly, and yes, I do tune in. If I don't tune in at 9:30, I make sure I tune in by 9:30 at night. He puts out a lot of good positive stuff. I would urge everybody, if you get a second to go like it, to go join and be a part. He does something sort of like what we do. That he comes up with just nothing but solutions and positivity, and I really appreciate this guy. Kiana, you there? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Are you muted still, Kiana? You want to take a second to introduce yourself? Let everybody know who you are. And you muted. You got to press unmute.
I'm sorry. I learned you had to do it on your end. Tyrone, sorry about that. My name is Kiana. I'm from California, and I run a licensed daycare facility and about to take my test for real estate. I tune into a lot of Tyrone shows.
Okay, you licensed daycare. So can you take care of
Yeah,
me
I'm a
sometimes?
licensed daycare facility.
I need a babysitter. I'll be all over the place. You know, sometimes I need a little bit of help.
I need one myself.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's a bit overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. Like I told you before, my mom used to have a daycare when I was growing up, and we had our times. We had our times. I mean, if it's lucrative and you love it, then do it. We got a couple more people, and I see they both on mute. So before I get to them, Travis, you got to unmute your microphone, and B, you got to unmute your microphone too.
What's
All right.
going on?
Go ahead, Travis. What's going on with you? Introduce yourself. Let everybody know where you at, where you from.
How y'all doing? My name is Travis. I'm from born and raised in Chicago. Currently residing in the Bay Area. 8-year USMC veteran. So I'm ready to get this discussion started.
All right. B, you want to take a second and introduce yourself, let everybody know where you're coming from?
For sure, for sure. Hey, everybody. Hey, world. This is B. Helen from Juicy B. You can come check us out on 910 The Juicy Truth over on Facebook if you like. We host a little podcast there as well. You know, discussing those provoking, provoking. Can't even talk today. Y'all got me on this wine early. Provoking questions. But yes, that's me. I'm coming from Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, shit, ain't nothing else I can really talk about. Not
Louisville,
your own.
Kentucky. That's
Yeah.
910, The Juicy Truth.
910 The Juicy Truth. Come check us out. Yes.
So do you guys tell the juicy truth? What is it about? What do we get on 910, The Juicy Truth?
You're gonna
How
get a little
juicy
bit of
is it?
everything. You're gonna get a little bit of everything, a little celebrity gossip. Most of the time, we having good thought provoking, like I said, provoking conversations where we're trying to, you know, make people think outside the box. We do a lot of little therapy. You know, it kind of helps because a lot of Black people don't seek therapy. So, you know, we have our little. You get that, you know, making you think outside the box. So yeah, check us out.
Okay, everybody, make sure you check her out. 910, The Juicy Truth. That's on Facebook. We're going to go ahead and roll over into it. And then I'm going to start like this. I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think about colorism? Do you guys think that it even exists? We got to get a baseline before we go too far into it. Travis, does colorism exist?
Yeah, it exists. It's been existing for a long time, and I'm not even sure if it's even gonna go away.
You're not sure if it's going to go away. What about you, Kiana? Do you think does colorism exist?
I definitely agree that it does exist.
Okay. What about you, Daryl? Colorism, does it exist?
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
What about you, B? Does it exist?
Yeah, just different levels to it though. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are the levels? Let's get into that. What are the levels of colorism?
Well, you know, if you're talking about within the Black community,
Yeah.
I mean, it's used just like I hate to say it, like the white man uses it. It's used to divide. So, because most people I know really don't have a problem with colorism. I don't hear any of my friends personally be like, "Hey, that light skinned girl, or that black ass girl." Like, I mean, it's never really a debate. Nobody's making it a point to point that out. But when you have people who are trying to, you know, maybe differentiate a little bit between different people and, you know, maybe play something up like myself, you know, I've always heard, hey, you look really nice for a brown skinned girl, you know, and it's like, oh, come on now, you know, it's if I'm pretty, I'm pretty. Hey, let that be the issue, but don't make it just because I'm brown skinned, you know. And you got some brothers, you know, who may play that against each other. Oh, the old light skinned dudes ain't in this year, you know. I always think that's funny. But you know, hey, light skinned dudes is obviously getting it in. So I mean, somebody's not hating. It's just silly things we do against each other.
All right, Travis. That brings me to you. I read your comments on the post, and it really made me think about the other side of things. as somebody who will be considered as a light skinned person, what's something that a light skinned person goes through that a dark skinned person may not think about?
Uh, I can recall growing up as a kid. I mean, just living in my neighborhood, and I played with pretty much everybody on the block. But then, you had your little bullies, and they would shoot these derogatory remarks like "high yellow" and "white boy" and stuff like that. So um, it kind of messed with me as a kid psychologically, and it stuck with me for a while. And I'm thinking, man, I must be white. And so, it kind of took a toll. But I eventually got to the point where, I told my mother about it, and my mother explained to me the whole thing of what I was enduring. And so, I learned to take it with a grain of salt as I got older. But even as I became an adult, you still have, you'll have like even women say stuff like, "Oh, I don't date light skinned brothers," and I just thought that was the weirdest thing, and I still think it's one of the weirdest things. And those are some of the things that I will encounter, growing up and also, becoming an adult.
Okay, so you would encounter people just speaking negatively towards you because you were light. Were these mostly people who were these mostly black people, or was it coming from
Yeah,
everybody?
I mean, yeah, they were all black. Yeah.
Wow. Daryl, what do you think? What do you think about this colorism thing? Why is it here? Why do we have the colorism?
Man, we got too much programming. We follow the programming. And like I was saying earlier, when you spoke on when you see a dark complexion brother, they act a certain kind of way. If we look at the movies we used to watch, all that we seen, it was always the dark skinned brother that would buck, that would fight, the one that they would have to show you they would have to break. And you would think of the light complexion brother always being that house nigga. This was always in the movies that we watched. So that's some of the programming we got. And we as a people love to run with everything they give us. Everything they give us holds precedence over anything that we already have knowledge of or the power over. If the masses is with it, we gonna run with it. I'm light skinned. The light skinned girls, they stink. The complexion of the divine goddess B don't get no love. The Kelly Rowlands, the things like that. You can look at the magazines. Let's go back to the Jet magazines where it showed everything. It gave everything some beauty to it. We lost a lot of that, and I just gotta say, it's about the programming, fam. It all comes from us trying to win from their doctrine and their thinking. We got to cut that off totally, or we're always going to find something to separate us. It just come like a storm one day. This is what we tripping over now. This is what we are tripping over, not them. They're capitalizing off of it. So I feel like that's the issue more than anything, fam, the programming.
So people are capitalizing off of colorism amongst in the black community.
Yes.
And you're saying they're showing you certain images, and from those images, we're taking those images and we're living by what we see.
Absolutely, not by what we live.
Not by what we live. Kiana, have you ever had an experience with colorism, or what are your thoughts about colorism? Do you ever run into people who say things about your complexion?
I do all the time, especially from the black women that are darker than me. They talk about my hair, that it's not all the way black, and I'm not full black because my mother is Irish, and different scenarios like that. Or you got that light skin attitude, which I don't really know what that is, but they say that about my kids too. We have this light bright attitude. That I guess we think we're better than everybody else. And when I classify, I don't even like to be called white, to be honest, because I am what my father is. So my father's black. So, but I'm both races. I'm not racism or anything. I just don't like it from hearing it from when I support African Americans and my black heritage. I'm all for it. But when you get them, certain men that, say certain things or certain women that say certain things, it rubs you the wrong way. And it's like they want to, I don't know if they feel like we're in competition with them or, if we think our hair is better than theirs or I don't know what it is because I don't come off personally like that. I'm sure there is women that do come off personally like that where they think their hair is better than somebody else's or theirs is longer than somebody else's or this and that and that. No, I personally rather have some different hair to be honest because it's not easy to take care of. It's all over the place and I don't know what to do with it and it's just so yeah, I experienced it a lot. And I only have dark complected men talk to me. I don't never have light complected men, no other races but dark complected men. I've always been trying to figure that out. Like, is that just what I attract, or is it something that my personality is rubbing off? I have no idea, but I do experience it too.
Okay, B, do you ever go through anything that you might consider be because you're dark? Do people ever treat you differently because you're dark, or is there something you can never think about that you say, you know what, they're acting funny because I'm dark. If I was light skinned, they wouldn't be acting that way.
I don't know. I don't ever really pay attention to stuff like that because I mean I don't let that affect me. That's not what makes me like. My mouthpiece is gonna get me in the door regardless. So like I really don't worry about it. I've never really experienced anything where I feel like, oh, if I was light skinned, they would have felt a different way. No, I've never really had an issue.
All right, that's pretty good. Travis, what do you think could be the solution? Why do you think, in your opinion, that people have these thoughts about people of different complexion when their ethnicity may be somewhere near the same? Daryl equated it to the movies and things that we see. What do you think is another reason that contributes to it?
I think people have this mentality of, if you're not all the way black, then you're not pure black. You know what I mean? If if you're light skinned, then guess what? You got some kind of, Caucasian blood running through you somewhere, somehow. And so, by them seeing, your skin tone, they're gonna automatically think, oh, well, he ain't all the way black. He mixed with something. Or, what's going on with him? Like, oh, he's probably born with a silver spoon in his mouth. That kind of thing. So I think they have this mentality where they think it's a purity thing, which is, ridiculous, but that's how some people think, and it's very small minded. But I think that's part of it as well, as far as the TV. Because I mean, even with the TV and the media, I mean, they portray black people as a whole, a certain way, and that's you can take that into account as well. But also just they look at it kind of as a purity thing. It's I mean, and it's not even just with our race; it's with other races as well. But we got to we deal with it as well.
Okay, anybody jump in? Do you guys think that other races look at black people and categorize us by complexion, or are we all just black to other people? What do you guys think?
I do. I think white women look at real dark complected men like they owe them something. Like I'm gonna need to get some of that. Like I said, my brother was dark complected, my older brother, so I seen both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? But it was a time to where you would see all Caucasian women. They gotta have them the darkest dude ever, like just beating it up from slave days or something. I don't know, some reparations from Uncle saying don't do it. Like I'm just keeping it real. That's what it was looking like to me. And it's like that's when the brothers would speak things like if you got a French manicure and your hair cut a certain kind of way, that's when all that was going on. It's like we can see a whole lot of the things that went on, and it is us the problem because we fuel it. And we see it on TV. We hear it in our music. It's like everything that we susceptible to is telling us the opposite of what we are and how we should move. And we just finding ways to be separated every single way, even down to the color of the bottom of your tennis shoes is a problem now. Is a color problem, period.
Wow. So it's
Even
used. Go ahead, Travis. Jump in.
no,
You
no,
guys
I
don't
was
gotta
gonna
be
touch.
nice. We gonna jump in here. We got the
The move I
niceties out the way. Go ahead.
mentioned music, so I just wanted to touch on an example real quick. Or even, Kanye West's first album, The College Dropout, where it's a joint on there called School Spirit, and at one point he say, I'm gonna get on this TV, mama. I'm gonna hold shit down. I'm gonna make sure these light skinned niggas never ever come back in style. So you hear about it in the music as well.
Right. And
So I just wanted to touch on it.
let's be honest, we've all heard that light skinned guys are out of style. And so that means that there's a negative connotation toward light skinned guys, which means for them to be out of style, that means that dark skinned guys had to be out of style at one point in time for the style to switch. And so I think some of those things are kind of strange. Let me see. Kiana, Rob Bendu says the energy between the house nigga and the field nigga. Do you think that has anything to do with it? That it goes back to slavery days?
I think yeah, most definitely. Caught me off guard. I had to think about that question for a minute.
Good question, Rob
I would
Bendu.
definitely say yes, it does have something to do with it. Because the light skins back in the day, there was a possible chance they didn't make it to the field. Depending on how the texture of their hair was, they might have been inside the house. They might have been treated a little bit differently. My friend jokes around and says, back in slavery, you might have been inside. You might have been inside where I was outside. She's darker complected than me. That's my best friend. And so I think it does have a lot to do with it because how they did it back in the day.
What do you think, B? Do you think it's a carryover from slavery?
Man, if it's still a carryover from slavery, that's stupid as hell. I still don't get that. Like, I don't understand why we even still dwell on it. Like I said, it's just for somebody to. It's the game in the game. You see what I'm saying? Like the game is to make out against each other for something, so you can get some kind of gain. Like dude said in the music. I mean, they talk about light skinned girls and white girls forever. Like, I don't ever care, because you know what? I don't answer to bitch or hoe, so it's a lot of things I don't answer to, so for me, if it ain't, let it fly. I'll let hoe, that old slave stuff, like, who cares about it now? Like, I mean, we need to, but I guess if people still want to dwell on 14, 8, I don't know.
Well, B, before you go too far, what would you say to people who are still dwelling on the slave days?
Look, don't try to Kanye me. You try to put me in the Kanye like I said the 13th Amendment was gonna be.
No. I'm just saying, speak your mind. You don't talk around it. We talk out in here. Right to it. So what would you?
It's black people. It should be no reason. I mean, you black, I'm black, and I mean, if we could say it, I don't know how sensitive we are here, but I'm just saying, like, you still a nigga. There you go. And we all in this. They said. So I mean, it really don't make no difference if to the outside where we all black. Like, it really don't matter. They can say, oh, she's light skinned, so she's gonna, like, it really don't make no difference. We all the same people, man. It don't even matter. But I don't know. That's just people who call up on that shit. Like, you gotta let that shit go. Who cares? That's my problem. I don't know.
Add on to it, Moon Rock. What does this have to do with the slave days?
You already know I love the who cares, because ain't nobody a slave right now. You a volunteer. We got too much money, power, and knowledge to even act like we acting. If you want to go buy a pair of Nikes for any reason, let it be to work out. That should be the only reason. Because Nike and all these different corporations, they support everything. If we look at how we are treated, we are accepting to be treated like slaves. We get sold our own culture back to us. Everything leads back to us not accepting what went on in slave days and knowing that we here now and we can move on. We don't want to move on. Even that month we give of Black History Month, all we talk about is how we got drugged. Where's the solution at? We got too many plaques on the wall that say doctor and lawyer, and you done went to all this extra level that make you want to treat me a certain kind of way. Let's not go there. That's another show. But show some love to us, the people that's in our neighborhood that should be called a community. Let's work on that first. The fact that we don't own anything and we have 1.2 trillion in spending power. Now, when I'm thinking on those things like that, that's too much for me to be thinking about to have a problem with the complexion of someone that's going to love me better than somebody else, no matter what color vessel they are in. We've been given love from other color vessels more than we've been given hate, but we don't see that exit to Wakanda because we so blind. And that's really all I got to say about it. That's where I'm at with it. Whatever, I'm with B on that. What are we tripping on it for? Quit volunteering for it.
All right, Travis, you got something you want to add on to that? And do you think that it is remnant from the slave days?
I think it is. And it's sad, you know, when you think about it. But yeah, I think part of it is lingering on from generation to generation because it's taught. You know, it's not like we just picking this up. It's taught. You know what I mean? And it's passed on. Like I said, it's passed on from generation to generation. You know, and it's ridiculous. And just like Moonrock said, man, we could be on the other things, bigger and better things, but you know, we worried about the shade of our skin, man, and that's part of that's part of our problem is that you know we can't come together in a community and build, you know, and each one teach one, you know, and it's just like I said, it's ridiculous.
All right, let me ask you guys a couple questions. Kiana, let me start with you, and anybody could jump in. Since there's so many stereotypes, let's go over a couple. Are light-skinned people soft?
Hell no.
Where is light skinned people what? You had went out.
Soft, because I read some comments, and a friend of mine named Jamie O, she says a lot of times people think that light-skinned women can't fight. Is this true? Let's just clear up a couple of the misconceptions so they can stop being misconceived. Is that true? Are light-skinned people soft? Anybody, don't be soft. Speak up.
Hey, man, all I'm gonna say is Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee. Was he soft?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, anything with melanation in it. Let's look at all of it. You'll get
George Foreman, he wasn't soft.
None of it.
None of it. Let me ask you guys another question. Are dark people inherently tough?
Hell no. Some of them extra soft. I mean, no.
I ain't gonna answer that. I don't know. I couldn't answer that question.
I know a couple. I know plenty soft dark skinned brothers. So I'll go ahead and chime in.
Well, yeah.
What other stereotypes are there out there? Do light skinned guys are light skinned guys in their feelings more than dark skinned guys? We got to get some of these rumors out the way.
No, man. I mean, see that now I think we taking it a little bit too far. We don't have that's what I say. We don't have enough knowledge about what we talking about for to even make that statement that somebody's complexion and ain't none of us getting the sunlight we all need, no matter what complexion you are. You can't even make that statement from not an ignorant place.
Yep. Swervy S. Lane says, softness has no skin tone. I agree with you, Swervy. Every time I read his name, I like it. Swervy S. Lanes. All right, you guys. Let me ask a question. Let me ask you, B. Let me start with you. What do you think a solution would be to change the mindset of people? Because I think a lot of people indirectly look at skin color and skin tone and make their perceptions without even knowing it. What do you think we would have to do to try to change the mindset so people can see us all the same?
Damn, I mean, I feel like Tiffany Haddish. That's out of my pay right now. I'm just joking. But I mean, honestly, it's like I'm not sure what your name is. I think it was Daryl said. Daryl, no, I don't know. Hell,
That's it.
don't try. Don't quote me. But the young man that says something about a learned behavior, it's a learned behavior. So I mean, it's something that you have to unlearn and you have to reprogram it. That's why I think they killed the Panthers out, because they was reprogramming black people to actually, black is beautiful. It didn't matter what color you was. Like, it didn't matter what flavor, baby. Like, and we was reprogramming people to feel that way. Hey, I still take that on, because I don't care what flavor you are. I got 4 kids. All of them are different colors. And, like, it don't matter. I don't teach them no different. So, I mean, the thing is, you just think outside the box. Like Moonrock said, I mean, people of outside of our color have helped us tremendously. What's it? Abolitionists? Ain't that? Did I say it right, child? Ain't that right? Back in from right there you go, from slavery on down. I mean, it's just something that you have to. I mean, you just education. I hate to say it, because if you ignorant enough to think that the color is affecting how somebody's attitude or character is, then you ignorant as hell. That's ignorant and stupid. So, like, you just got to learn. It's education.
All right, go ahead, jump in, Travis.
To quote the great Master Yoda, you must unlearn what you have learned. Yes. And to quote Wu-Tang, love is love. You know, and as simple as that.
Yoda and Wu-Tang. A hell of a combination for some quotes.
Yeah, Yoda and Wu-Tang.
Rock, let me ask you, what do you think that we would have to do or would have to happen as a community for people to start changing their thinking on these things? Because a lot of it doesn't seem to be cognitive. A lot of it seems to be reactionary. Because I have seen people say things about other complexion of people, and you could tell a thought didn't run through their head before they say it. They just say it.
I think instantly we need to demand that anyone that's in the limelight, speaking to the masses, whether you be an artist or whatever level you on, you have to give everybody love. We have to act on showing the unity everywhere that we see, everything that's pressed upon us. Like me, being born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri, I'm in Atlanta now. I had never seen so many black supervisors, black business owners, being able to drive nice cars. This was a myth to me. This was on TV. This is how I felt. We need to expose this to all of us through the ones that's in the limelight, the ones that choose to step up, the ones that we have supported and elevated to a position to be wealthy. Don't pull no wealthy supremacy on me now. Now that you there, don't be wealthy supremacist now. I ain't gonna put that other on top of it because I love everybody. But we know who the main supremacy is coming out, the ones that have that mind state. But we have ones that come out of our neighborhoods and leave them as neighborhoods. So they need to most definitely, if we support them, they need to support us and be for us, by us, and that's going to be an instant change because that's our biggest program and is what they give us.
All right, I got an inbox question that says Kiana is right, and this isn't a problem with everybody. It's mainly the dark-skinned women that are mad at all the light-skinned people. Kiana, what would you say we have to do to kind of break that divide to where, because this person is saying that they think it's mainly with women. What would we have to do to break that divide? What would you say to a dark-skinned woman who might look at a light-skinned woman and think less of her, or what somebody would say jealous or whatever? What would you say to that person to just kind of change or persuade the way they think?
Well, I'm going to start off by, I'm always put in a situation off top where dark-skinned women off the top until they actually speak with me. I've been around my friends and, new friends that come along and, they'll tell people, they don't like me because I'm light-skinned and I may have an attitude or this and that. So my approach to, darker complected women, I just come off friendly. I just, open my arms with love and I'm humble and, I try to reassure them that I'm not who they think, I am. I just think the way we approach other women and the way we show love. I always compliment other women off the top. Dark skinned women, I always compliment. I always tell them, when I see the business is going up forth or anything, I try to give them and words and encouragement, and I just try to show my love to my sisters no matter what.
All right, and that's a wonderful answer. Daryl, I seen Daryl here. Daryl Douglas. Did you go and go? Did you leave? All right, I guess he left. This is something else that I noticed that I wanted to ask you guys about, and I'll ask you, B. How come I only see light-skinned women in music videos?
See, that's back to what we talked about. See, I was gonna say it. Whoever's in your inbox talking about it's women, it ain't the women, it's the men, because they trying to get the game. Like I said, the game is the game. They wanna holler at the light skinned ladies. If that's their preference, then that's their preference. But they still fucking dark skinned women too. So like, I don't think it ever stop. So it's just what society say is beautiful. You see what I'm saying? That comes from that assimilation shit. They tell you, certain people are beautiful, and that's what you're gonna roll with, and that's what you're looking for. So, but that's people who don't think for themselves. That's the only way I can say that. If you let Lil Wayne influence you, whoever it is that says that, oh, light skinned ladies, look at them, they in my video, they shaking it, and like that's something different from what any other woman got, then you the fool to fall for it.
Yeah, I think it was Kodak Black who said that he didn't date dark-skinned women, and his name is literally Kodak Black.
It wasn't just Kodak Black. See, that's what I'm trying to say. It's something that's been going on. The one little boy a long time ago, about 10 years ago, who started that off, he got his chain snatched. I don't even know his name no more. But he said he don't date dark blood chicks. And it was like, okay, nobody cares, Just like now, you have black and white. You have the men trying to pit the black and white sisters against each other. Oh, I don't date black girls no more because y'all sisters, y'all this, that, and the other. It's all about trying to get the gain. Like, if I can gain you up to feel like you better than her, then I'm going to get the best. I don't feed into that shit.
All right, B, before you go, what exactly do you mean get the game? Come on, 910, the juicy truth. What does get the game mean?
I mean, if I can hype you up, if I can hype you up to make you feel like you so much better than, like, say for instance, I'm married, so if I tell my side dude, like, baby, my man ain't this, that, and the other. Do it every day. My woman don't cook. She don't do it. She ain't fucking me and sucking my dick every day. When every day she's really in here doing everything that she can for your little ragged ass, you just greedy, so you want some more. So you gonna go get some more, and you gonna hype up. I'm not gonna call her Becky no more. Lisa, whoever you want hype up, and say, Lisa, when my wife ain't doing this, she ain't doing that, and she's a black woman. She hate white women, and this, that, and the other. It's gonna make Lisa feel some type of way, and she won't be Jesus and come save your day. Everybody ain't trying. They looking for Captain Hole now. Like, I don't know. Everybody's looking for somebody to save them, and these men just do it all day, just against each other. I ain't got time. That's men, though. That's men. But we know. We know what it is.
So
the real ones know what it is.
Travis, say something. I'm at a loss of words. Add on to what she said. What do you think she say? It's the men.
Man,
it's y'all. Y'all laughing because y'all know it's y'all.
I just think with a smile. Go ahead.
They tell me I'm sorry.
No, it's the women too.
I would sit back and mute myself.
No, I mean,
you don't mute yourself. Go ahead, Travis, and then we're gonna let Daryl jump in. Daryl, thanks for joining us. That's the other member of the crew with the Soapbox Heroes team. How you doing, Daryl? Daryl Douglas. Now we got two Daryls. We got Moon Rock and we got Daryl Douglas. Go ahead, Travis and Daryl. Don't forget what you were gonna say because we got to talk to 910, the juicy truth. Go ahead, Travis.
I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna get it right.
It's not just the man is doing this. It's women too. I mean, it's they get picky about oh, I don't want to date this dude because he's light skinned, or I don't want to date this dude because he's dark skinned. I mean, not because I got it, man. I mean, I got it, and I got it a lot. I mean, I will get like eye rolls. You know what I mean? And I even got one that was just blatant with it, like, oh, you too light for me, and it's crazy, But
Wow.
it is what it is, You just roll with the punches. You can't take it personal. It's because my thought process. I mean, even you come at me and you say something like that. I mean, my thought process is much larger than your small mind. So if that's the way you think, then you the one that lost. So, but yeah, I mean, it's both sides, man.
Both sides. Go on and jump in here, Daryl D.
I mean, I don't know if you guys already touched on this, but I mean, of course, a lot of it was taught to us. We can go back in as far as the days when you go look at Harry Belafonte and Sammy Davis Jr. They both had the same kind of talent, but Harry Belafonte was looked at as more attractive and more appealing than Sammy Davis Jr. Why? Because he was the light bright. Look at Mahalia Jackson and Lena Horne. They were out at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Mahalia Jackson can sing circles around Lena Horne any day of the week, but Lena Horne was the light bride. So she was the one who was looked at as the beautiful one and everything like that. But so I mean, it goes back to those times. But back to where Benita, B was sitting there talking about is just the men, Benita, okay, what about in the 80s? I want to say the early 90s, the New Jack Swing era, what's that, Ice-T and Al B. Sure and all them cats was out, you know what I'm saying? And then I don't know what happened, but then all of a sudden Wesley Snipes and all the dark ones came to take place. The men weren't voting on that. That was women making that happen. So you can't throw that over here, baby. That was all y'all.
And a lot of it is going, it sounds like what Tamoon Rock said earlier, is what's being presented to us by the people up top, the media, the people who are putting out these images, even the examples
I might lose a couple of people when I say this, but I've always thought when you look at Beyonce, I mean, what's the group? What's the group?
Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child.
I know what you're gonna say.
I've always thought that Kelly was the better looking one. I've always thought that Kelly was the prettier one. But I think that Beyonce probably got the most of the limelight because she was the light bright. You know what I'm saying? But I've always thought Kelly was the prettier face. She always had the better shaped body, all that good stuff.
Let's touch on that.
Latoya was my favorite.
Also opposite the track. A lot of times, dark-skinned people, no matter what male or female, they tend to be attracted to the opposite. Because I know I have a sister, and I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want. And I have an aunt. I ain't gonna say her name either. But I have an aunt who is a light complected aunt, right? And so she used to come to my sister all the time and tell her, I love your chocolate skin. Oh my goodness, if I could just have more color, I think your skin is so beautiful. Da, da, da. And so my sister, being chocolate, used to hate that shit. Like, why is this bitch every time she come around, she got to say that she want this. When I got older, I found out there are a whole lot of light skinned people who always say they wish they had more color, but they don't speak on it because they feel that they would offend those of us with a little bit more melanin and pigment,
Why do you think someone light skinned would want more color? Is that a symptom of something, or is it just out of admiration?
I don't know. I just think it's one of those things where the grass is always greener. Like the dark. Well, I'm gonna call me a darkie. The darkies, we would sit there and like, dang, light skinned people, they get treated better than the light skinned dudes get all the girls and da da da. But then light skinned people like, dang, I wish I had more color. Dang, I wish people would quit thinking I'm white. Dang, I wish these people would quit. You know what I'm saying? It's on both sides, but they know that there's a benefit to it too as well. I'm gonna quit talking. Y'all go ahead.
No, you good. You good. We good. This is a free flowing forum. We come here to talk. We come here to learn.
I just had to get Beezy right though. I just had to get Benita right though.
B, he can't
even do nothing.
He didn't do nothing. He's just a whole bunch out here. Kiana, what do you think? What do you think You think that it comes down from the movies and the media and stuff like that too?
I think that, it does a little bit. I can see some points being made with how they say that light skins, get more roles or more parts, and the black people the darker complected have to work harder for different things out there. So I can see that that is can be a valid point, and see how certain people feel that way too. Far as that, and as speaking as a light skinned woman or a light bright or a red bone or whatever they want to call us, in some situations I do feel like sometimes I do want a little bit more color because that just comes from judgmental people sometimes, and they're like, oh, she's not black, or what is she? Is she this or is she that? Is that? So if I had probably had a little bit more color, it wouldn't be a question. It's not a question to you guys probably because you guys know that she's obviously black, her dad's black or her mom's black. But then in other cultures, they're like, it's like so questionable of what race, and instead of being just come straight forward and ask me what my race is. And some people just don't ever get it right or don't ever know. So sometimes I can see where we would, us light bright, say, I wish we had a little bit more color just to keep society and judgmental down.
And the judgmental, and I've heard some darker people say they wish they were lighter because they think that lighter people have it better actually. And so, like I said, and what I'm learning here is that light, dark, in the middle, it starts to seem like everybody have different issues, and it seems like we've just been kind of tearing at a fabric that we don't necessarily need to be tearing at. Let me look at some of the stuff we got in the comments. Let's see what the people out here, what y'all talking about. And if you guys out here and you just joining in, this is Soapbox Heroes. We are talking about colorism. My name is Tyrone Irvin. Bang said it. Jakari Brookins says, what about Wakanda? All dark skins. So I guess he's basically saying that in the movie, they only put dark skinned people in the movie. Is that wrong for light skinned people?
Yes.
Good observation, Bang said it.
Well, all Africans are not just dark skinned. You see what I'm saying? We got to look at that. All Africans don't have what they call here in America what we think is nappy, kinky hair. They don't even show us the real us. So I feel like we need to find us and quit trying to find something out of what they telling us. Let us go get that info. Because, just to listen to Kiana speak to everybody. Kiana, everybody that's speaking, look at all these wounds that we done gave each other throughout all these years that they've been whooping us apparently hard. They whooping us and we whooping us. When do we win? And then I wanted to ask another thing when you talk about solution. Since we know this as adults right now, are we seeding the difference? Are we empowering our children to not be that way? Are we just accepting it, still being in a position where we ain't accepted it and leading them out there to just be prey to these things? Because a solution would be for us to raise our kids, black is beautiful, period. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
All right. Go ahead. Somebody else wants to jump in? Jump in, Daryl.
I agree with that too, but we also have to live and we also have to raise the kids in the reality of the situation. We have to let them know that, this is, this is the way we should be thinking, but then you also have to let them know, but this is the level at which society thinks. You know what I'm saying? And you have to know how to govern yourself even in that.
So we have to learn how to govern ourselves in based on what society thinks.
Yeah, because that's just the reality. Like, I'm gonna just keep it real, y'all. This is gonna sound ugly, but society sees light-skinned blacks as better than dark-skinned blacks. Okay, white people. It's been in my experience, not in all situations, but in most situations, a light skin. The more pigment you have, the less trust you have. The more pigment you have, the more you got to prove yourself. The more pigment you have, I don't know. You just gotta. You're not as good as those who are lacking melanin. Hello?
We here. Or you at the drive-through? You think they discriminating on you because you dark skinned?
Yeah, my bad, y'all. I'm trying to get some Popeyes right now.
Go ahead, Travis. Jump in.
Now I just wanted to say there was a documentary that that Bill Duke did like a few years ago, and it was a 2-part documentary. It was called Light Skinned Girls, and then it was another one that was called Dark Skinned Girls. And so he touched up on, well, he interviewed a lot of different, celebrities, singers, artists, and just talked about, he allowed them to talk about their experiences, as a light skinned girl or a dark skinned girl, and the things that they face, and the stereotypes that are out there. And I mean, there was I forget what country, but it's a culture where they would use this cream to lighten their skin, and it was detrimental to their health. And so they have this mentality of, if I'm a lighter shade, then I'm gonna get all of the opportunities, and I'm gonna get recognized, and I'm gonna be beautiful and that kind of thing. But it was just tripped out to me. It was just mind blowing and eye opening, because I had no idea that was happening in other countries, where they would sacrifice their health, to rub this cream on their body in order to become a lighter shade. But yeah, I forget what channel it came on, but it was some deep stuff, man. It kind of it blew my mind open.
Okay, let me ask you guys this. You put something else in my mind. I've heard that in other cultures, not just in black cultures, that nobody wants to be the darker person, the darker complected person in any culture. Do you guys think that that has anything to do with it? Because I have seen documentaries and
You
they're
gotta
in
be quiet in here
Asia,
because
they're
I'm
in
on a
Asia,
documentary.
and they would put cream on their skin and do things to make themselves lighter, because they felt the lighter they are, the closer they were to nobility, or being better than others. So, do you guys think that around the world, it being something that nobody wants to be dark, that creep on into us as black people on our own?
No, if you look
Well,
at
I mean, that could be true, but I do know in the Asian community, it's like that. The Asian community is like that. Like, if the darker you are, they tend to, okay, if your skin is darker, that means you've been working in the rice fields and stuff like that, and you're of the poverty level, and and if your skin is more pale. That means you've been inside the house, you've been covered, you've been protected from the sun, or you've been in the office and stuff like that. So the darker your skin indicates the level of poverty you have, and that's what a Filipino friend of mine said. And
All
so
right,
when you
go
said
ahead.
that was quite interesting. I always thought it was something that was unique to the black culture, but
All
apparently
right,
it's not.
somebody else wanted to jump in and say something on that topic. Was it you, Moonrock?
Oh man, that's just wild to me. Even the more I listen to it, we got Sammy Sosa. Isn't that the one that bleached his whole
Yep.
body? And
Mhm.
once again, I hate to keep going back to it, but we supporting people that don't have no love for us. And that's what show. If we the parents ain't doing nothing, who you think babysitting the young life? The TV, the Xbox, the PlayStation, the school. Like we say, take them out to school. The school ain't teaching us nothing. Come on, I took my son to school and it wasn't nothing but one man in the whole school. That ain't teaching my son not enough for some stuff. If we need to go all the way there, it needs to be one more than one male individual in this school, things like that. We falling susceptible to all them things because we harboring the pain from us going through it and want to like hold it, because I can even say with things I was going through with my gap, with how people treated me, because my brother had perfect teeth, the way I got treated with my gap, I harbored that for so long that it kept a lot of doors shut, and it kept me from being able to talk to my young life in a certain kind of way, and maybe even raise them better than I still strive to raise them. I feel like all of the solutions lie within us. We just got to come out of the closet and not feel like a person is going to feel about me. I don't care what you feel about me. I need to be all of my greatness in order to reciprocate that into my reflection. And that is the future.
All right, somebody got something they want to add on to that? Sometimes
I
Moonrock say
won't
stuff
add
that
something
just
else.
make you say, wow. Go ahead, B, add something.
My bad.
Well, see, my thing is with that because like it's all assimilation. I mean, it's everywhere. It's in Africa. You got people in Africa trying to lighten their skin. People walking around with cream, with bleach cream everywhere. Like Daryl said, the Asian people. They even have a white man company in Asia because everybody is like that's who they trust. That's it's white supremacy, y'all. Like what we playing the game, man. Like it's just white supremacy, and it's what's being sold to us. And I think it's not going to stop until we start recognizing that what makes us unique is what makes us like stand out. And it's sad. I think it's just so sad because, like you said, Sammy Sosa had beautiful skin, and just like bleached it all away. Like it's disgusting. And I mean, and if that's who he wants to be, that's who he wants to be. But like you said, due to nobility, and that's what they say. You know, it's a noble thing. It's royalty. The royal people are lighter, but who really cares? I just don't know.
All right, everybody, we got somebody else on. We got the world famous David Bonner in the house. David Bonner in the house. David, what's on your mind? You wanted to jump in. What's on your mind? I seen he was in the comments. He said, "Let me in." What's on your mind, David? Let me see.
Hold on.
Okay, we can hear you. I heard you.
Yeah, I'm just going back to the whole the dark versus light skin whole theory, or whatever you want to call it. Like, outside looking in, I'm light skinned. You know my sister. Everybody know my sister. She dark. But the whole we have a silver spoon or anything, no. I feel like if you're light skinned to dark skin, you're viewed as black to other races or anything, however you want to. Excuse me for how I put it, because I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to state it, but
Put it how you want. Put it right there where the ghost can get it.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna experience any type of the grass is greener on the other side, so to speak. It just depends on the people you run into. And as far as being light skinned, I don't feel like we have a advantage over dark skinned people, because as you
You just
see,
saying that because you light skinned.
no, I'm saying, I'm being real. I don't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Because at certain times I
Thank
feel
you,
out of
dude.
place. You know what I'm
Is there
saying? I
honey in
feel out of place when I'm with in a dark community. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, okay, they don't accept me
A
because I'm not
dark
dark enough.
community? What
Yeah,
is
I stay.
what is a
I'm
dark
being
community?
real. Like,
A dark
when I'm
community is where everybody's dark. Stop acting like you don't know,
yeah,
Daryl.
like
does
even
that,
placing the comments, even
does
placing
that
Okay,
even
but
exist?
honestly,
even
no wait,
placing
no
comments
honestly,
is
no. But
threats.
I know you didn't mean nothing by it, but a dark community. How does that sound when a light skinned person says a dark community? That don't make it seem to a dark person like that light skinned person think they're better than them.
No, that's
No,
stating a
no, I
fact.
can't no, I gotta go with the light skinned. No, he just telling you how y'all make us feel.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm
It
I
playing
feel
feel
devil's
like
like
a
I'm
advocate.
out
dark
of place
community.
because
That's his way of explaining
when
how I feel when I'm around y'all. Like y'all here, I'm separated. Y'all have separated
yeah,
me. That's what I feel
that's
like
why
he's
I had,
trying to explain.
because you know what I'm saying? It's like
Aww.
a lack of social acceptance, I would say, because I'm viewed like, oh, okay, he's light skinned, he's not really black. Like, when you look at me, I should be considered to be black. You know what I'm saying? Not, oh, he's black and he's light skinned. No, I should be considered as a black man. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're with lighter complexion they view you as dark skinned. So where do we lie? We're stuck in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Over here, it's like, okay, you're too good. Well, it's presumed that we're too good to be black, but over here we're not light enough, so we're not good enough to be light. So that's where I'm like, I don't get where the whole division is. You know what I'm saying? And as far as it goes, as far as, you know, the whole purpose of divide and conquer, it goes way back. farther than slavery. It goes back to talking about the language barriers and the fact that reading wasn't taught to people, so they couldn't, because of strength in numbers. Everybody knows that, you know what I'm saying? And if you're trying to take over anything, any culture, any place, any type of environment, you divide and then you cut communication. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it comes back to. We're so busy worrying about what the light skin or dark skin person are doing that we're lost to the bigger picture, is that we're all the same people. Forget color. We need to stand up against what's unjust to everybody. And that's where it lies to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just a manipulative tool to divide people.
All right, and here let's go to the audience real quick. Prince Gregory Hayes says, "Oh, we love Prince." He says, "When I was younger, girls used to love my light skinned homie. Mind you, I'm pretty light myself, but my homies would get hella action. And don't let them have light eyes. It's a wrap." Good friend of mine, Brandon Turner, says, "Bro, colorism exists in all cultures. Africa has it really bad right now. The dark-skinned celebrities in Africa are promoting and using skin lightening creams. If you go to the African American Museum, there's a section about it." Let's see what else. Mike Griffith says, "Checking in late, but being light was easier and harder all at the same time." Tyrell Jerry says, "In the eyes of the white man, we all Negroes."
Down there. That's Lord.
Gram to that.
So
I don't think anybody refuted that, and that the topic was, we never refuted if white people look at light skinned people as dark. You can I think wasn't it the law if you have 1/8, if you were 1/8 black, they considered you black.
You were considered black.
Yeah. But it was the do we in our community, and even I know there's sometimes like David. Can I ask you, as a light skinned dude, are you more attracted to light skinned girls or dark skinned girls? Like, what is your preference?
Honestly, the mother of my children is dark skinned, but my preference, I have no preference.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Like, I've been with, I'm the wrong person to ask about women and color. You know what I'm saying?
Scorpio, gang.
I just go, you know what I'm saying?
Scorpios is woo.
What? That's a whole nother show. Y'all go ahead.
But I understand what you're saying, though.
Completely different topic.
Are you trying to ask him if opposites attract, Daryl?
Yeah. I feel like he's correct, though, because it's like you'll find a dark-skinned man with a light-skinned woman way before you'll find two light skins or two dark skins together.
Wow. All right, let me ask you guys this question. I'm gonna ask two more questions. This question: what is the litmus test? When are you considered black? I heard Kiana say earlier that a lot of people say, "Well, you're not really black," or "You're not black enough." I heard Travis say that when he was young, people would say, "You're not black enough." And I've also heard David kind of reiterate the same thing. So when is somebody black enough? Let's everybody go around and give an answer on what is black. What's black enough? Let's start with you, Kiana.
I wouldn't even know what is black enough. I think everybody got black in them, to be honest. Like, even the white people don't even know they got some black in them somewhere. They just didn't come out with texture and hair, but going down the ancestors, I'm sure it's somebody in there that mixed something. I wouldn't black, just as long as you have black in you. What doesn't matter if who has enough, whose parents are black, both parents are black, what parent has what percentage of black. If you have any percentage, you're black enough.
All right. Let's see. Travis, what is black enough?
I agree. I mean, as long as I agree with what Kiana said. Is if you come from that ethnicity, you black. I mean, as simple as that. And there's no measuring stick to what's considered black, or you don't it's not like football where you measure for the first down. You know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't go that way. It's hey, you black, you black. That's what it is. You know what I mean?
All right. Moon Rock, what is the litmus test on being black? Because, like I said, you've heard it too. We've heard people on this panel say that they've heard people say that certain light skinned people aren't black enough or aren't considered to be full on black. So, in your opinion, what does it take to just be full on black?
Full on black to me is understanding how powerful that is. Even if you got a little drop in you, getting some knowledge of what that is, that's being black to me. And that covers every species, every level of black, how you got the black in you, whatever it came from. That covers all that. It's powerful. We need to accept that as a people, the powerfulness in it, and stop tripping on this color game for real. Accept the greatness of having some melanation.
All right. Geraldine, Mr. Lodge, black, and in color. What's the litmus test on being black?
I didn't hear you, broke up. What was the question?
I'll start all the way over just for you. Mr. Daryl D, live, black, and in color. What is the litmus test on being black? And I'm asking that because we've heard people say that certain light-skinned people hear that, oh, you're not black enough, or you're not fully black. So when is somebody fully black? Let me break it to you like that.
Hold on, y'all. I got to walk upstairs. For some reason, I'm breaking up really bad down here.
We're going to go to somebody else. And when you go ahead. We'll wait for you to walk. You get upstairs and it's even worse is because you're dark skinned.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I had to come here. My bad. So I hear you now. What was the question? One more time. You said black, live, and in color, and what else?
I said, Mr. Daryl D, you are black, live, and in color. What is your litmus test on somebody being black? And I'm asking that again because we've heard people on the panel, and we've heard people just in life say that light-skinned people aren't all the way black, or they're not fully black, or they'll be next to somebody black, and they be like, I'm black, they almost black. What is the fullness test? What's the litmus test for somebody being black, in your opinion?
I mean, that's a broad question. There's so many. To be black is to be a creator. To be black is to be an innovator. To be black is to be a groundbreaker. To be black is to be fearless. To be black is, I mean, that has so many different definitions, you know. Now, I don't like when people confuse, they try to make black equate to ghetto. Being black and being ghetto are two completely different things, you know. And then I also believe that there's a difference between being black and being a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Because every race has niggas, you know. We have African Americans and we have niggas. But I hope that answers your question. But yeah, to be black is a broad thing, but I don't think there's one definition of black.
You did,
black
but you know you gave me another question. What's the difference between being black and a nigga? And we all may know and don't think we all may know exactly what you mean, but there's somebody who don't. So what do you mean?
The lower class, the guys of any race, will be the niggas of that race. Whether you're Caucasian, whether you're African American, whether you're Hispanic, just in present terms, that would be what it is. Originally, that was a term given by uneducated
His network is losing out.
You breaking up. We're gonna let's go to you since he wanted to jump on and pick on you earlier. Let's come to you now. What would be your litmus test? What would be your litmus test for someone to be considered full on black?
Man, to me, black is really about the experience, really. Don't, like I said, I don't look at color when it comes to that, to black people, because we all black, but there's an experience. have to go through and that we all endure. That lets you know that you are black.
Okay. David, let me know.
Like what? Fried chicken?
Oh, here you go. What did you just say, Popeye?
Who got some fried chicken?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Popeye.
A box head. Go track talk now.
David.
He didn't even buy us Popeyes, right?
And he got some of that butter and that honey, which
He
ain't honey.
went through the
Yeah, he
whole
didn't even get us
drive-through.
no Popeyes.
On them
Went through the whole drive-through on live on it.
Right. So.
Right.
And didn't even offer, right?
Daryl, would that be considered a nigga move then?
Yeah.
I'm just asking. I wasn't gonna ask no tough questions. David Bonner, the Great. What would be your litmus test for somebody to be considered all the way full black?
Oh man, like B said earlier, it's an experience. I also believe it's a cultural experience also, like, because I know some people outside of my race that do blackish things. You know what I'm saying? So it's a, like I said, it's the whole black term. I don't think it's a part of any skin color as far as you saying. I think it's just a cultural thing, like a way of life, a way that you carry on and that you pass on to your kids and all that stuff. I don't think it's like you put the label of being black on it, then that's like isolating somebody. But like I said, I know people that are lighter than me that do more blackish things than I do. You know what I'm saying?
What are blackish things? You know I gotta ask you. What are blackish things? Everybody in the world is wondering, like.
You see how light-skinned people talk?
No,
You see how light-skinned people talk? They separate them.
Just like you referred to the ghetto, there's a difference between ghetto and black, and there's a difference between, you know what I'm saying, a nigga and a man. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference, like you said. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference.
Who made the difference? Dark skin or the light skin?
Who made the difference? Neither one of us, to be honest.
Why can't we just all be tired?
No, but okay, but listen to what y'all said when you said, when I see them over there. No, but y'all both said, when I see them over there, or when I see y'all, da da da. So who is doing the separating? When you go into a place and you see dark skinned people, when you say, okay, but they over there, why did you walk into the room and just say all the black people? Y'all walked in and said they over there, like dark skinned people are their own.
It's not just
it's the dark community,
it's because
girl.
of something that we've been through life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't come. Like my vision is broad. Like I don't see. I can't say I don't, but I try not to see color. But at the same time, I've been through experience when I've tried to kick it with some people.
You guys, that's the first thing you see when you look at somebody, y'all, just being honest, that's the first thing you see is their complexion.
You are correct.
When you look at somebody, the first thing you see is their complexion.
But like I said, I try not to. You know what I'm saying? I give people the benefit of the doubt, you know, color, whatever. But like I said, it's been times when I've been around dark-skinned people and I've been alienated because I was light-skinned. And it's been times where I've been around lighter people than me, and then I've been alienated because of my skin. That's where it comes from. That's where the lack of acceptance comes from. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about. That's why, you know what I'm saying, just like anybody else, as soon as, you know, some negativity hits you, then you start to have negative visions about this whole situation. And as soon as some positive stuff happens, then you start to think positive about the situation. You know what I'm saying? It's a learned experience. It's an experience you go through.
All right. Mr. Moonrock.
Yes,
last
sir.
but definitely not least on this question.
I love your name, by the way, bro. I just got to
appreciate that, fam. Appreciate that. Daryl and my other brother, Daryl. Daryl and my other brother, Daryl.
All right. And that's the 930 boys where they fly real high. What do you think? What was the question? What I asked you guys?
You didn't ask it.
I asked everybody in my time I got about it. Our answers were so long. The question is, what is the litmus test for somebody to be considered black? Because like I said, we've heard on the panel and we heard other people say, prior that some light-skinned people are told that they're not black enough. So when is somebody black enough?
And like I said, just accepting the blackness in you, knowing, getting the knowledge behind it. Get some knowledge behind it. It ain't like it's something toxic. It ain't like it's going to kill you. It will get us killed if we don't get the knowledge behind the power that we have, the power that we're being drained of, the organs that's being taken from the young life, and the queens that are being snatched up off the streets. All them different things should tell us what
Facts.
being black is. What being black is. This is how powerful you are. And you got this in you. In our communities, if we shop at the same Walmart, we go to the same Quick Trip, being black is not pulling out your phone and recording somebody get drugged. It's jumping in that motherfucker. Oh, excuse my mouth. But, handling our business and being with the business, that's what being black is. Because there's a lot of people that are not the race that we call black, that in our community, they are black. They know how to protect and be family orientated and all of that. Like I said, I'm Panamanian. So that could be somebody telling me that I'm not black because I was told I was Panamanian, but I know I got black in me. So let me take that and be empowered with that. No matter what complexion, let me feel the greatness in having some of this in me. It ain't cancer.
All right. And a wonderful, wonderful answer. And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to ask one last question, and after you give your answer, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to you guys. And so it's going to be less and less people on the screen as we get to the end. And nobody in particular order, but let me be honest, there are two people that I am going to hold on to the end and let them talk last. We'll start with you, David. The last question. Give us a solution. We got to be solution-based as well. What's the solution?
That's a tough one, man. I mean, learn as much as you can. Soak up the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to your surroundings. Be open-minded. Just try to stay positive as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know who you might meet, who you might affect. You know what I'm saying? Whose mind you might change about you. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You gotta just keep going forward, man.
All right, thanks. David, thank you for jumping on. You want to let everybody know where to find you if somebody want to hit you up, or you want to stay anonymous? How you feel today?
Nah, I'm anonymous, man. People watching me.
All right.
I'll holler at y'all, man.
All right, thanks for coming on, David. We appreciate you. All right, let me ask you, Kiana, what are some solutions? What would you throw out there as some solutions?
Well, that when I had answered that earlier about, just giving positive feedback to.
You went mute. There you go.
Did I come back? I'm sorry, I had a phone call that came in and it mutes me out.
You here? Tell them they should be watching Soapbox Heroes, but go ahead.
Hey, that was somebody I didn't need to answer, so they're going to need to watch Soapbox. Oh, you just lost my train of thought now. Positive feedback comes from directing your kids at home, so, when they're approached with those situations, they know how to, approach that situation in a positive, way. I just agree that we need to all come together and don't look at it like a race card, and stop competing against each other because it's not a competition. We should work together.
All right. You want to let people know where to find you, Kiana, or you want to stay anonymous as well? You try to be like David?
No, I'm not anonymous. My Facebook page is oh look, I forgot what my Facebook page is. God, what is it? Creole Diva is my Instagram, and my Facebook is Kiana Jones.
All right, Kiana Jones, Creole Diva, California. Thank you for joining us today and leaving your wonderful opinion. Go ahead.
when you're done, can you get in my inbox? I have something to tell you too.
Yeah, I got you. All
Okay.
right, and we will see you later. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Travis, give me some solutions, man. I know you got them. You hail from the shop. Where's some solutions, man?
I would say, I mean, everybody says education, which I agree upon, but also self-love, man. I think if more people, accepted themselves and said, hey, I love myself fully, this whole, oh, I don't like this person because he's dark. I don't like this person because she's, light skinned. It would minimize. I don't think it would completely. I don't know. I'm not sure if it would completely wipe out the problem, but it would definitely minimize, the issue, because a lot of it is, is hate upon self, and it's deflecting that toward the people that you kind of have issue with, but it's also the issue that you have within yourself. So I think that if we all took the time out to understand that no matter what, no matter what skin color, no matter what skin shade we are, we're beautiful. We're beautiful, period, because black is beautiful and black is great, and black is all of those things, that's positive that we spoke about. And so, that's the one thing that we have to realize, is that this, lack of self-love is an issue in our community, and not just in our community, but all over the globe. And if we took the time to really take care of ourselves, then we could also take care of each other.
All right, hey, I want to thank you for that. That was real insightful. You want to let everybody know where you're from, Travis? You want to leave your information so people can holler at you?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Travis Matthews. That's with one T. My IG page is TravManianDD. That's TravManianDD.
All right, Trav, we're gonna have to talk about those Chicago Cubs and their ownership, but that's a whole different show.
Oh man, yo, yeah, yeah, we'll get to that.
It's a whole different show. All right, Travis. Hey, thanks for joining us. I really, really, truly, truly appreciate you.
All right, no problem, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Daryl D, Mr. Douglas, Mr. Barry.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. My neighbors hear you.
You stupid.
And I got on headphones. What are some solutions?
Dude, the solution is everybody quit tripping. We follow Kanye West and realize that he's the leader of the black community. We understand that he's the only one of us that's thinking right, only black person thinking right. It's Kanye West and Tiffany Haddish, and we need to just follow the people like that, people who think on that mindset. Can't beat them, join them. Dumb is the new intelligent. Dumb is the new black. So, if you can't beat them, just join us, man.
I know you play.
Everybody said really good solution.
So you just gonna piggyback on everybody else's solution?
I'm gonna say ditto.
Just like somebody fresh off of Popeye.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining us. I love you, man. I'm gonna give you a call when this is over.
Man, I love you more.
All right. B. We dwindling them down. B, I kept you on close to the end because I do want to talk a little bit about your 910 The Juicy Truth, but give us a solution.
Okay. Well, it sounds like as the piggyback goes, education is always first, but I think that your boy Trav touched on something.
You muted on us. We can't hear you. Somebody calling you?
Girl.
Go ahead.
It's okay. Call back later. No, but affirmation and self-awareness is really big, because if you've never accepted yourself for who you are. You never taking the time to love yourself, love your skin complexion, love the experiences that you've been through, then most definitely you're not going to be able to create any change in anyone. But I think accountability amongst each other is very big in the Black community, and I think we're lacking that overall in regards to a lot. So, if you hear somebody making vulgar remarks or saying something stupid about somebody's color, like, what's that got to do with anything? Like, we got to start G-checking each other. A lot of us let a lot of shit fly because we think, oh, well, that's my friend. You hear your friend say some old racist shit and you just let that shit fly. No, don't let it fly. Address it. Like, what's your beef? I had some people who are afraid or scared of homosexuals. Like, I guess some kind of homophobia. I address that as well. I'm just one of them people. I'm a stand-up person, and I don't let my friends not be stand-up people. Sometimes we say some crude, petty shit every now and then, but that's internet. That's what you do. But it's never written to a colorism thing. But if you can solve colorism, you can solve racism. But I think it's gonna take a while. It's a lot of reprogramming you got to do.
Okay, reprogram, and you say, G-check somebody. If they need to get G-check them one time.
Yeah, if that's your real partner, that's your real family. You're not gonna let somebody be with you and they say, I can't let my people out here be looking stupid with me. No, that's not how we roll.
I can dig it. Again, 910, the juicy truth. Yes. Where can we find you? Where can we log on? What time do we find you? Do I open it up and put follow? What do I do? How do I be a part?
Man, you can come follow. We always doing some drawings. It's ran by me and my BFF, Gloria. Hey, okay, Glow. That's what
Hi, Gloria.
So shout out to her. And most definitely, please come check out the page 910 Juicy Truth. It's been a while since we done popped the podcast, but I guess maybe I have to go and get back on there and start talking shit. You got kids and raising families and shit. You be busy. But you can check us out on Facebook. We on Instagram, 910 Juicy Truth. We on Twitter, a little bit everywhere. So please check us out. You can check me out on my page, Juicy B, JUCBE. Please don't come looking for me on my government name page because I'm trying to maintain a job. But yes, please.
B, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your candor, your honesty. Come back more. We need more people to come on and be willing to talk and be willing to say how they truly feel. But again.
Yes, please invite me back. Thank you, Tyrone. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye, B. Last but not least,
man,
Mr. Moonrock Focus 930 Boys. I'm not going to ask you for a solution because you're giving some. But what I am going to ask you is, wait, you know what? Let's talk about the 930 Boys. What is it that you guys do? What is it you do? What is it you talk about? Man. What's your goals?
Man, 930 Boys. 930 Boys is, like I said, no sugarcoat, no cap. The conversations that we're uncomfortable with having because we too comfortable with what's going on out here. I got 930 Boys is full of a lot of inboxes of I hate you. And why did you say that? Why did you tell me that truth that way? Why did you say it that way? Like, I feel like we have a problem that when we have these uncomfortable conversations, we want to talk about the hard life we live in softly. We want it to be given to us with some sugar on it. And that's not how it's being manifested out here. We know that's not what it is when you're in the trap. You know that's not what it is when somebody got a gun to your face and about to take your life, whether it be the man or whoever, all these different instances. I don't want to go deep with the visuals, but we understand that. So we need to have conversations on these things and understand one another. That's what United We Fly is about. And the 930 Boy thing is, I got up every day for the last 2 years, and my little brother, I call him my little big brother. He said, bro, you've always had a way with words, and we always talk at 9:30. Why don't you start going live? So that's where the whole 9:30 thing, that was a time that my little brother and I would get together. And if we had anything we were going through, we would reach a solution. We wouldn't sit on the phone and gossip or woo-woo and just fuel it. It would always be, hey, how we going to change that? And I felt like that was my calling to give that to the people. My family, and just be transparent and take the blows, take the DMs, the hate mail, the all that. But I know this is somebody's got to be the one to stand up and talk about the things that we won't talk about in order for us to achieve greatness, brother.
All right, and you know, I truly appreciate what you do. Where can they find you? Where do somebody go to log in?
On Facebook, all you got to do is add Daryl Moonrock Focus Taylor, Daryl Moonrock Taylor on Instagram. United We Fly, the group page. I don't have on my shirt. I don't know if y'all can see it in the back. Anywhere you see those wings. And also you can find United We Fly in you, because it's not about me. It's not about me. It's a us thing. It's a we thing. Whatever you have is what makes United We Fly, us united. That's what it's all about, family.
All right, and I asked you before we got on to give us our final word. So you give us our final word, and we going out on that.
Well, let me say this. It's an honor for you to have me on the show, and it's an honor, all the knowledge that you have given me off scenes, not on camera, just to reach out and give to me. I want to give you a big salute on that. It was an honor,
problem,
bro,
man.
to have you in my life. And I'm going to do something, and this is what I'm going to leave us with. It's a lot of us brothers out here that never tell our brothers that we love them because of so much of this programming. I want to tell you, I love you, Tyrone. I love what you do. I love what you give back. I love the example you set from my young life, for the young men that I've been blessed to see, things like that. I want to tell you that. And that's what I want to leave everybody with. Let love be love. Get that love. Give that love. Learn how to receive that love. Keep a smile on your face. You still breathing, and life is a sessions of breath, so you still got life. So we still got somewhere else to go, and that's all the way up, because we've been down for oh so long. I'm out.
Moonrock Focus, 930 Boys, United We Fly. This was Soapbox Heroes. Thank you. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Making beautiful look easy is what she does. Follow Ashley Hutchins on Facebook or Instagram. If you need professional catering, contact Cali Food Pros for some of the best food in Southern California. Service with a smile. If you need a certified carpet cleaning, contact Optimum Cleaning Services. Not only do they do carpet, they do so much more. For the most delectable cheesecake you ever had in your life, contact the Sir Charles Cheesecake Co., only using the best of ingredients. For any real estate questions, contact Natasha French at Coast to Coast Home Consultants. And any ladies out there, if you need any advice on being an entrepreneur or real estate, go ahead and look at her page, Stiletto Entrepreneur. If you need it, they got it. Right there downtown Riverside at Harris Family Thrift. And if you need to be moved, contact them for that too. Harris Family Moving Service. Be sure to go to your app store and download Dash Radio. Make sure you tune in to Friendly Fire Radio on Fridays and check out Tawan Corey Carr. And you can catch me on Fridays at 5 o'clock Central on KCOH 92.9 HD on your FM dial with the legendary Ralph Cooper, where we discuss sports, social issues, and all type of topics. Tune in. I guarantee you'll love it. Thank you for watching Soapbox Heroes. Without you, we're nothing. See you next week.
All right, everybody, catch us tomorrow. We are going to have the creators of Stick Talk Clothing going. That's Stick Talk Clothing. They're going to be on to talk about their journey, what they go through, and to make sure you cop some of their gear. I appreciate the love. Like Daryl Moonrock Taylor said, love each other. Soapbox Heroes, we out.